online tournament, and it will be a open, which means that any team can join in to participate. And what do? I haven't casted the whole night without the Teemo hat? What is wrong with me? Am I even Jake Kelton anymore? There we go. I'm feeling a little more like myself, guys. Let's get into it. Let's get into game number 3. Don't even.
You feel like yourself.
I feel myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. So, but yes, there's still not 100% confirmation, but there is a high likelihood that XLNC will be hosting a late March Spring Open team tournament event. So if you have teams, or if you're on a team or want to put together a team for the Spring Open, this will be a event that has a prize pool. That information will be on the Discord if you guys are interested in pursuing something of that nature. As Gragas, Amumu, and Aatrox, the first 3 bans of game number 3, that Gragas being banned away against Crescent Reflect. Shocker!
Yeah, that's definitely one we've seen used very potently in the past. Gragas has slowly crept his way up to near OP status. Like, he's really strong right now. I've seen him in the hands of a bunch of different players. He's such a one-shot monster, and his ganks are pretty much guaranteed if he has flash up.
Yeah, Mumu in that top lane also coming into the meta a bit more. People building him heavy AP bruiser and just kind of tearing through whoever's in that top lane, spamming out those E's. Especially if you're on blue side, you might even be able to pick up a blue buff on your team if your jungler is okay giving that away and make your life a lot easier. I played a couple of ranked games in which I had Mumus in the top lane doing really, really well. As the side of team winners is going to be banning away that new champion Nico, keeping her power off of the Rift, though she hasn't been seeing as much gameplay as when she first came out, as I think people have started to get a better feel for how to play against her, as well as that Victor, who still is kind of a pretty heavy power pick just because his burst damage can kind of come out of nowhere. You're not really expecting suddenly to be hit with a ton of damage when he's got that ultimate as well as his Q just lasering you down.
Well, you see, the thing is actually the reason he's a power pick right now is because you can put him in the freaking top lane. He still does all the butt tons of damage you were just talking about, but he's building full tank.
Right.
So he's got he's got a frozen, or not frozen mallet, what's the other one? Iceborne Gauntlet.
Iceborne Gauntlet.
And then he's got another tank item on top of that, and then he just builds straight AP from there. You can't kill him, you can't fight him. He still does as much damage as your mid laner, but he's super tanky. And he just crushes your top laner because he's a long-range mage with a ton of extra kiting speed, and he can run Kleptomancy, so he always has a gold advantage. Pretty toxic for the top lane right now. Best method is just to ban him away.
As of course, Amumu was banned against Salic. No matter what game he's in, you have to ban Amumu against this guy, even though he doesn't play Amumu that much anymore. It's still banned against him. Kalista being picked up for this game as well was definitely underwhelming last game. Maybe we'll see some better play from the side of team winners. Someone on this team said, you know what, last game didn't go so well. We'll show you how to truly play Kalista paired with a Thresh. Can be fairly formidable, as Windows Update is going to be grabbing themselves Volibear for Volibear. Shocker. Dash grabbing the Yasuo and Deadless on the Maokai support. Will he finally get his last S? This guy, Deadless, has been desperately trying to get one more S to get Mastery 7 on Maokai, and he so many times has come so close, many S minuses, never quite the full S that he needs to get that Mastery 7 on this champion. So maybe this will be the game, except I don't know, can you get
no.
S rankings on custom games?
Nope. So it won't be the game, but that's okay. We will call him Deadless minus the S.
Deadle.
Deadle.
All right, Deadle grabbing the Maokai as we get through the second ban phase into the last pick phase. Riven grabbed by Crescent Reflect. We'll see if that's traded around or headed to the top lane. I'm really excited to see how Zoe plays into these champions, especially when the enemy team grabs that Yasuo wind wall pretty good about blocking those paddle stars and making Zoe's life a bit more painful than she likes. As Cho'Gath and Lucian picked up for the last two. Nerzulian's popped off on Cho'Gath before.
I was expecting Lucian to get banned out, I'll be honest.
Saw the power last game, instead going to be played this game as well. The question is, who's going to be playing it? Probably Xeno.
Jinx.
Trading that one over.
Okay, that's not something I expected to see. Jinx is not usually a champion you see picked up very often in this particular meta. But we'll be interested to look at that. I like Jinx, but she's not very strong right now.
Yeah, so
it does not fight Lucian very well at all.
There's some serious questions that we've got coming into the composition for team winners that we do have some 30 seconds to talk a little bit about this.
Before any of those questions,
okay,
I have a question.
Go ahead,
Jake. If you change out your blinds for curtains, is that a Windows update?
It's not the Windows itself updated, it's the cover of the Windows that is updated.
So you've upgraded from Windows 8 to
okay,
Windows 10?
Maybe if you're going from a single pane window to a double pane window, that's a Windows update. You get them replaced, like my father actually did when he moved into his house. It was a single pane, and then he got it switched over to a double pane, so he had himself a Windows update. But for the side of Windows Update, we've got Xeno taking the Lucian in the 80 carry role, Dash with the Yasuo in the mid lane, Deadless with the Maokai support, Nerzulian in the top lane with Cho'Gath, and last but not least, Volibear with his namesake Volibear in the jungle.
And for team winners, we've got Salic playing Zoe in the mid lane, Olsen
Atra 66.
Olsen Atra 66. Okay, we'll go with that.
Olsenator 66. Oh,
okay, that's pretty cool.
I'm getting it.
Olsenator 66 on Callista in the jungle. Desfilato taking Thresh in the bottom lane supportive role. Crescent Reflect on Riven in the top lane. And Daytone, Dat1, or Dat-Tone Hamster on Jinx in the bottom lane ADC role. Alright. So, we've got about a minute and a half to discuss exactly how these lanes are probably going to go.
Especially for team winners. They've got Callista in the jungle this time, and Jinx going to be taking on Lucian. I still think that's a losing lane for the side of winners.
A hugely losing lane. Lucian, Jinx is not good in this meta. Lucian is amazing in this meta. Jinx comes online in about 35 minutes. Unfortunately, the game goes offline at about 25 minutes. Lucian crushes Jinx in lane. It's a heavily losing matchup. Now, in the top lane, you've got Maokai versus Riven. Depending on how Deadless plays this, he could either come out even and be an unstoppable rock.
Maokai support. It's something that is crawling into the meta a little bit here, a little bit there. I've actually seen it. Deadless is not the only one who plays its support, mostly because you can go some pretty good AP harass with those sapling tosses that can't be stopped, as well as when you want to engage, you can get a nice root down that allows your AD carry just to hammer away while your tankiness is able to walk away for the moment. So I do believe it is going to be that Cho'Gath in the top lane, Nerzulian taking on the Riven, which I still feel favors Crescent Reflect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Riven is really going to be, definitely. If it's going into Nerzulian, the silence really messes up Riven. However, the knockup is so easily dodgeable using Broken Wings or her shield. She can just move around so easily that Cho'Gath's going to have a really hard time landing his knockup. And if she can zone him away from the CS and deny him sustain, that should be a Riven favored matchup until there's armor in the mix.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving into the loading phase now. Got some cool skins: Nightmare Cho'Gath and High Noon Lucian, Maokai Storm, Northern Storm Volibear, Ambitious Elf, Jinx, Championship Riven, Darkstar Thresh. You have all championship skins. Did you get last year's championship skin?
Yes.
Okay, so you have all championship skins on your account, worth some pretty pennies if you ever decide to quit League, which would never happen. That would never happen.
Yeah, I don't play much anymore though. It's I just don't have time.
Work. We need to get Zillion up in here to give us a little bit more time so that we can get some more games in.
Hey,
What?
Jake,
What?
do you like League funds?
Sure.
Because I've got a zillion.
Yeah. Annie one could have said that one because it's been told a zillion times. All right, if you had to predict a winner for this game, which would it be? I know which team I've got my eyes on.
Yeah, the one that has Lucian. Yeah. That's Windows Update. Yes.
Windows Update. They've been updated. I think that with those champions, they've got a pretty good outlook. Get it? Look through the window. They not only have that early game with Lucian, they also have the late game. Cho'Gath just becomes a monster that's so hard to kill. They've got fantastic engage with the Maokai Volibear. They also have pretty good damage. The one thing they're lacking a little bit in is AP damage. Mostly AD heavy on those damage of the Lucian and the Yasuo. But if Cho'Gath builds a little bit of AP, they shouldn't be too terribly concerned. The one thing is going to be critical for the side of team winners is Zoe to land those sleepy time trouble bubbles on the targets that they really need to solo out to make the situation more of a 4v5. Because if they don't, at a 5v5, I think the winners just lose.
I love how this player's name really explains Yasuo's playstyle. Dash, 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 dash,
Knock
dash.
up.
And then it has a little carrot at the very
Yeah,
end.
a little knock up at the end with the last breath to finish you off. Pretty fantastic. Maybe playing his namesake after last game didn't quite go the way that he wanted, missing about 90% of that game before loading in at the very end to make the game-winning play with the Baron-empowered Super Minions. I think that he'll be able to stick around a little bit more this game as he's already loaded 100%. We're actually waiting right now on Olsenator 66 on the Callista, who saw last game and said, hold up, let me show you how Callista's really played. We'll see if he can make us impressed this time as we are loaded into the game. I agree with you, the blue side has a pretty good opportunity to win the game. That said, besides my already comment on Zoe, is there anything else that team winners can do to give themselves the edge when it comes to this matchup?
Not lose.
Not lose. Critical analysis there.
Definitely not lose. Now, how to go about doing that? Camping Lucian when he overextends for aggression onto the Jinx. That's probably a good idea there. Let's see, what else can be done here? Zoe doesn't really have much roam power, so she's not going to be super impactful in that roam game. Let's see. Thresh could come to the mid lane. I feel like Crescent Reflect needs to get ahead in order to really kind of skew this matchup. Put the tanks behind. I feel like Deadless or Deadla without the S, it has the advantage over Thresh in that early game. A little more damage and a good bit more poke. And in an all-in, it kind of comes down to the burst damage potential of the ADCs anyway. Windwall really screws Zoe up really bad. So yeah, I'm thinking it really heavily favors Windows Update, but Winners still has an opportunity because remember, it's not all about champions, it's also about how you play them. And we have seen many a game that should have gone one way because of champion select go completely the other way. who knows? Jinx might end up with 5 kills. I see stranger things happen.
And we do have a Callista jungle. I mean, obviously, Ulsinator has some comfortability on this champion and in this role. We don't know how well, first time playing on the stream, welcome, but, you know, we'll have to see what he's got in store for us. I don't know that he's bound himself to any champion just yet while we're still early in the laning phase. I want to actually check really quick. No, I don't think he's bound himself to anyone yet, so we'll have to see what he decides to do with that. He's still sitting on the black spear. I do want to see that advantage in the top lane. Riven really try to decimate, especially level 2 on. She can be incredibly impressive in the lane before Cho'Gath hits that level 6. And to really push that Cho'Gath in and punish him in the early game, because I think that she's going to need everything that she's got to help the team moving forward, as Xeno gets some pretty good damage down. Might be trying to finish off the Thresh, who flashes, as well as Hamster using that heal to make sure the Thresh is able to live. So spells burn in the bottom lane, deadless flash, but that is 2 for 1. Overall spell trade win for Windows Update.
Yeah, good understanding of laning phase. For those of you who don't know, the strongest point you're going to have in the game of difference is when you are level 2 and your opponent is level 1. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Nerzulian under fire. The Callista is here, hop, skip, and a jump forward, and is not going to secure a kill right here because might actually get it turned around on him. There, it's really close. Simon Volibear with the flash and the roar, gonna flip him backwards, and Crescent Reflect might be going down. The double kill over to Simon Volibear. What just happened?
Oh, you don't want to see that on Simon Volibear. This guy knows his way around the champion. He's played at support to great success many times, and now he's been fed 2 kills in the early game. Mr. Knifey obviously needs to give a few more lessons to Ulsinator on how to play the jungle Callista, because that is not the gank that you want to see, as Desperado misses the hook in the bottom lane, down to half health already, and everything is going wrong for Team Winner so far. They got a ways to go to get back, as Zoe in that mid lane is down 10 farm as well.
Yep. Wow, everybody is really piloting the struggle bus right now.
I've never heard that phrase. I like that. Piloting the struggle bus. Let's go.
It's one of my favorite phrases to use in shop.
As Detone Hamster in the bottom lane, 9 CS to the 27 of Lucian. Oh my gosh, we tried to make sure these teams' rankings were even, but so far it is looking like the pain train from Windows Update is completely on live, as Crescent Reflect at that level 3 going against Nerzulian, who's level 4. A little bit of discrepancy there as a tornado stops Salic from doing any more engage in the mid lane.
Yeah, this looks like the update from Vista. This is the update from Vista to like Windows 7. So much better. Hold on. Simon Volibear back top lane. Crescent Reflect. No flash. Gonna roll in. Toss him backwards. And this might be the kill.
Oh, yep. Volibear biting down for a 3rd kill. Feasting his way to victory as he has made some really nice ganks. And what I love was he waited out Riven using the broken wings. That is one of Riven's high mobility abilities in the early game, and basically as she started it, he knew that he could just chase her down, get the flip back, nothing else the Riven could do to escape, no flash as well. So Volibear nicely punishing.
This is some good RuneScape gameplay. RuneScape is amazing. Thank you very much.
Well,
Have you ever punched a tree for 15 minutes?
I had 98 wood cutting, so I know punching trees very well in that game. As Hamster in the bottom lane, gonna get him dropped down a bit. Does find the root onto Xeno, but not much else there. Desperado throws out the hook, might go in for the play, pulls Deadless underneath the turret, the Ignite taking away the heal used, but Desperado picks up the kill with that Ignite, and now Xeno in a 1v2 situation as Hamster is gonna be chasing him down, trying to use the passive to go in. Desperado might be trading his own life over. Xeno picks up in a 1-for-1, however, he's got some pretty good burst. Can Jinx take him down before the end? Detona Hamster comes out with a double kill in the bottom lane. Just kidding, not quite a double as Thresh picked off the first one, but still 2 kills over to Team Winners. That's what they needed in the bottom lane as Jinx was really starting to lose out.
Yeah, she's still 20 CS down, a little bit more than that, but it's going to be able to shove in this wave and recover some of that deficit. Hold on, we've gotten all in the mid lane. Thresh coming mid, but I think he might be a little too late. Daytona Hamster managed to get himself into a little bit of trouble right here. He has Simon Volibear on him. The Nom comes down, and he's going to die.
Yeah, Volibear being the one who's leading his team to victory at this point. 4-0-0. Grabbing that Hunter's Talisman, making sure that he can chase the enemy wherever it is that they go. Desperado making the roam play to mid lane with early tier 1 mobility boots. The hook comes through nicely, but a little bit late as Yasuo's already got that last breath to finish off the Zoe, and now can harass Thresh out of lane as well. Crescent Reflect underneath the turret. Nerzullian level 6. Ooh, great hook from Desperado. Tries to flay the Yasuo underneath the turret. Won't be enough range though, so he's able to keep himself alive for the moment as the teleport comes in from Zoe. She could get a perfect paddle star to finish off the Yasuo, but keep in mind he's got plenty of wind for a wind wall to block it if she tries to throw one out.
Definitely. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Nerzullian really bold, fighting the Riven under her own tower. Has a heavy lead, 20 CS up. Wait, it's 6. Hold on, no, Nerzullian. He's gonna get the Nom down before the silence wears off. It was a matter of milliseconds there.
Oh, that was so nice. Crescent Reflect unable to use the rest of the ultimate. Nerzullian just feasts Riven, cleaning up the kill on the top side and victory. Despite what you would normally think should be a Riven-favored matchup, Nerzullian is playing so well. 30 CS up and a kill now.
Yep, hold on. And we've got another fight in the mid lane. Wait, how did you miss? Okay, never mind. Dash, kind of having a little bit of an issue there. Throwing out the tornado at where Salic was rather than where he was going to appear. And doesn't get the knockup, but still manages to chase him down because dash. And the ultimate's going to come through. The root's going to go down. Another root's going to go down. All of the auto attack, all of the passive. And Desperado's going to fall underneath the turret for a double kill to Simon Volibear. Good Lord, 6-0 on the Volley Badger.
Oh yeah, doing so well. Stinator coming to the bottom lane, but I don't think Kalista's got that much in store as Xeno just drives through with the culling as well to clean up a kill. Flash for flash, but he's happy to make the trade because they may be able to pick up the bottom lane turret with this minion wave. I think they'll leave a single plating left. But Xeno at this point, 2-1-2, feeling good, and the game going heavily in favor of Windows Update.
Now we are knocking out the second turret plate. I doubt they'll go for a third here.
Oh, wait.
Lotto is Deadless aggro them. He shouldn't have done that. He didn't have turret aggro there. He could have just walked out, but he uses the Q and seals his own death.
Yeah, I think he was trying to root his way maybe to safety, but Thresh was unwilling to go anywhere, and nice move by the Thresh to drop the ultimate first before flaying the Maokai into it to make sure he got that slow. As Desperado trying to help Hamster in the 1v1 as Jinx is losing it. Lucian with plenty of damage. He's going to dash forward with Relentless Pursuit. Getting one kill, maybe able to go in on Thresh and get a second one as Salic ults, but it's not going to do enough because Volibear comes through with another big bite and becomes 7-0-0. Raid Boss has been activated. This Volibear is unstoppable at this point as Kalista maybe coming in for a gank on the top side. Nerzullian level 9 though to double level 7s, gets the initial silence onto Kalista. He's walking away, has got the red buff though on Kalista. However, this Night Feast come through. He's got it available. He doesn't have flash though, so he can't get onto this high mobility Kalista as Riven's gonna try to chase him down with a Rupture comes through. He's got the Feast on Riven. He needs one more Rupture to finish off Oscillator and turn around a 1v2
oh my gosh, the double kill!
Doesn't even need the Rupture as Volibear takes the Ocean Drake, and Windows Update is just destroying winners.
That was disgusting. The 2v1 Cho'Gath outplay and another ultimate comes down. Wait, always flash instead of grabbing the lantern, guys. I don't know why. This is going to be final turret going down real quick. Simon Volibear's like, I will tank up the turret, and it's just going to fall. Wait. Volibear has Own Wrecker. He has Own Wrecker, Jake. Hold on, Salek is just going to die again.
Well, when you're so far ahead and you want to dive those turrets, picking up an Ohm Wrecker may be the way to go. 16-3 is Volibear showing us how it's done as Nerzulian in the top side, 3-0-3, doing quite well himself. Yasuo was hit by that sleepy time, but knows once that spell is gone, it's time to just go all in. He's hit by the hook from Desvelado, but unconcerned, will just go in potentially a 1v3 situation. Throws out the wind wall to avoid the damage from Jinx, who walks around, and he's going to flash over. Find himself also near to pick up one kill. Can he get a second one? The Super Mega Death Rocket will take him out, though, and Jinx finally finds a third kill as Xeno AFKs, and Nerzulian just feasts down a fourth kill on the top side.
Yeah, that was the opposite of damage that happened up there. Riven did absolutely nothing to Cho'Gath, and who just kind of sat there and auto-attacked. Really depressing to watch. Anyway, so top lane turret's going to go down as Simon Volibear picks up the last plate on it, and they are about to drop the turret meanwhile all around the map. Xeno has arrived back in lane after his brief stint in the AFK department. Probably going to just run down there and kill somebody real quick. Top turret goes down. Salek sitting off in the brush and thinking he's going to get a cheeky little kill there, but Xeno's pretty far ahead, and...
Oh, Sleepy Time going to land actually onto the Lucian. The rest of the team is here. It's a 4v2 situation. The play pulls Xeno in. He's going to drop. Ostinator misses the Q, but it doesn't matter. Deadless is going to be falling as well. No Drake to speak of as the Ocean was already grabbed, so it's 2 kills back for winners. But yeah, Rift Herald is going to be picked up by Windows Update, and we'll see where they decide to drop it. And Shelly should be able to guarantee at least one of those second-tier turrets.
Yep, definitely. I'm wondering if they're going to take a top lane or they might go back mid lane. If that tornado had hit, then I guarantee you Yas would have gone in on it. Probably would have killed him, but I mean, it's kind of Lee syndrome. You have to hit the tornado, you have to go for it, man.
All right, cresting to the 10,000 gold lead. Windows Update doing super well this game. Feeling good, especially after last game. Without even having dash, they were still successful winning a 4v5. Nerzulian unconcerned about this Riven 66 farm to 110. Crescent Reflect just shut out this game.
Yep, definitely. So we've got 18 kills to 6 at the moment. Crescent Reflect having such a hard time in the top lane. Nerzulian, he's being really nice. He could kill Crescent Reflex right now if he wanted to, without much difficulty. He hasn't been harassing him, hasn't been shutting him out. This is friendly gameplay, which is kind of nice to see. Everybody always complains about it feels so bad to get shut out, and Nerzulian playing really cool.
Oh, Desvelado going in, finds the hook onto the Maokai. Is this fight actually going to go successfully for winners a second time? The ultimate used by Deadless, though, trying to set up the rest of the team to chase in. Xeno on the run, moving in, going to get some good damage down onto Salek, drop the Zoe down to about 2/3, but Yasuo is having free time in the mid lane on that second tier turret. Volibear going to join the bottom lane to drop the Rift Herald, who's going to charge in, get some initial damage. Salek going to miss the Paddle Star and popped by Xeno. Volibear decides to go in, hasn't used the Ohm Wrecker on the turret yet, unconcerned with it. Going to take a bite out of Jinx, finish her off. The hook comes through onto Xeno as well, but Thresh trying to flash for safety. Xeno might be going down to the turret, and Thresh picks up a solo kill, still gets dropped in the meantime, though. The ultimate for Crescent Reflect not going to harm Yasuo at all, who's just going to dash on in, but the stun might be enough for Riven to make the turn. Crescent Reflect actually picks up Yasuo off of a really good play. Volibear turns his eyes onto the Kallisto, who's able to hop over the wall with a nice Q and dash as Shelly picks up the bottom lane first tier turret, or at least gets it extremely low. Wait, okay, Volibear just gonna walk in and slap it. There we go.
Yeah,
Slaps the turret down.
I was wondering about that. I was like, so why did we both leave the bottom lane?
Gotta get those kills as Volibear wants one on Salic. The Zoe trying to flash to safety as Crescent Reflect gonna find the stun onto the Volibear. I think his passive was popped earlier. Nope, there it is being popped, but they might have enough burst damage, especially with that sleepy time. They're able to pick up one. Deadless continuing to run on the bottom side. Boots of mobility not gonna help you that time, so will be going down. And Winners is starting to pick up a bunch of kills and some shutdown gold. They can take out Cho'Gath. That would be another 900 shutdown gold. Who's it gonna go to? It goes to Jinx as Crescent Reflect barely survives in a 4v1. Cho'Gath Ultimate not able to take out that Riven again.
Hey, you remember what I said? You never know. Jinx might end up with 5 kills. She has 5 kills.
5-4-5 at this point. Gonna need every single one of those to get back into the game. Finishes off that Runan's Hurricanes. He's got 2 items. Lucian sitting on 1.5. I actually want to check the gold real quick. And yeah, Jinx actually has a 1,000 gold lead over this Lucian. So starting to come back a little bit in the game. The rest of the team, though, need to pick up the slack as well as Desvelado just harassed out of the jungle by Yasuo.
Yeah, but there are a lot of members just sitting right over there, and I think Yasuo is wise not to go in. He's going to continue farming up in that jungle. Never mind, he's going to just reflect.
So the rest of the team comes in, the shield from Thresh, and it's actually going to keep Crescent Reflect alive. The CC is good. Super Mega Death Rocket finds the kill. No way. Riven lives. The Windrake picked up in the meantime, but man, Desvelado with such good CC and a perfect shield with that Dark Passage keeps Riven alive, and the hopes for Team Winners.
Yeah, they've got to be careful right here. Windows Update definitely can throw. It is possible.
Hamster might be in trouble. Finally grabs the lantern to safety as Salic can be run down by Volibear, but good play from Thresh keeps Volibear's engage a little bit slowed down as Austin Nader trying to hop away from Nerzulian still gets hit by the Rupture and will be dropped. Roots underneath the Nexus turret. Salic is so low, but unable to be finished off just yet. Windows Update picks up the inhibitor. Zeno tries to grab on the way out. No, the inhibitor doesn't actually drop. Are you kidding me? Deadless gets dropped, and now the chase is on as that excitement from Hamster allows her to try to chase down Zeno, but calls it off as Cho'Gath is coming around from the side. Nerzulian unable to pick up the inhibitor yet. Just grab the inhibitor turret first.
The inhibitor needs to be knocked down. They kind of got a little bit greedy right there and went for the kills rather than trying to knock down the inhibitor. And yeah, just a couple of auto attacks. There's going to do it. They've got these lines to back out at this moment, not greedy. They've just given over so much shutdown gold that it is definitely possible with all that coming over. They could lose. It's a definite possibility. Difficult at this point.
Oh, Thresh lands the hook. They don't get the flay though. Nerzulian exhausted. Cho'Gath flashes the wall but still goes down. Unfortunately, Desvelado is the one who gets the kill credit, but they are starting to come back a little bit. That 10,000 gold lead has dropped now to an 8,000 gold lead for the side of Windows Update. That bottom lane inhibitor going down was crucial. Volibear waiting out his passive, healing him up before going back in. Austinator being jumped on by Zeno, though I think this Lucian's plenty of damage and just solos out Callista in the jungle.
Yep. And this is kind of a game of vision right now. When Red Team had a good amount of vision, they were doing okay. Winners currently, they do have the vision advantage, but that's more by default rather than by a good amount of effort, because there's not much vision there for Windows Update either, which is why they keep getting picked off. They need to advance their vision line before they go for all these fancy plays in the enemy jungle. And there have been a couple of wards placed up in the upper side jungle. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Desvelado doing a really good job, and he hasn't been doing this all game. Really doing nice ward coverage, especially in that top quadrant right there. And Yasuo is going to get himself into a little bit of trouble right here if he tries to go in one more time. He doesn't have enough backup, but he's gonna hit Jinx.
Oh,
he's gonna pull the trigger anyway.
Last breath goes in, double man rupture as well as 3-man silence as Nerzulian is wrecking the team. Aggressive reflect though over the wall, flashes to make sure that the Yasuo goes down deadless, gets roots up a bunch of people but still gets dropped himself. They engage a bit too much to handle as Aggressive reflect trying to deal with Volibear off to this side, gets flipped backwards and the Volibear on a rampage picks up his own kill. Lucian finishing off Jinx across the wall as he goes in. Volibear using the Ohm Wrecker to try to clear the top lane second tier turret, pulls off and instead is focusing on the base.
And that's the end of the game.
Yeah, this might be the end of the game. Desvelato, the only hope standing is Zoe. Spawns might be able to join the Thresh to do something to stop the 3 members of Windows update. Volibear gets the throwback, but the Dark Passage pulls Zoe into safety onto the fountain. Desvelato moving out of the fountain, trying to find some way to stop the monstrosity that is this Volibear and Nerzulian on the Cho'Gath play. Not going to do that much CC. The fountain laser coming in handy to stop some of the super minions that are continuing to pour into the base as Volibear says he wants the end of the game. The ultimate used onto Salic to throw him in, knocking up Volibear, pushing him off of the Nexus for the moment as Nerzulian helping to drop Desvelato. Xeno just destroying everyone's health, picking off even more kills, gives himself a double kill. The culling comes through but can't finish off Salic in time before Volibear finishes off the Nexus. Victory for the side of Windows Update.
Well done, Windows Update. You have graduated to Windows 13.
Windows 13? What? Is that even a thing? That's a Windows 10 right now. Even though that is pretty darn good. That's Velato, you're trolling. Oh man, I don't know. I thought some of your plays were pretty decent in that bottom lane, especially a couple when they were diving in onto the turret in the early game. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to roll through the MVPs and honorable mentions for game number 3.
So for game number 3, we're going to give out the MVPs, honorable mentions, and shout-outs for team winners real quick. So I'm going to give the honorable mention over to Daytone Hamster, or Dat1 Hamster, or Daptone Hamster. We will decide this later. So pretty good comeback despite a pretty bad laning phase, which was what you kind of expect coming through. But the MVP is actually going to be Desvelato. I think he really earned it. He was the only one using vision coverage. That little mini comeback they did was because they were able to catch people out because they could see them on the map. Their vision, he was the only one doing it. He landed some really nice hooks and ended up CCing and saving a few lives that probably should have been dead. Even though in the bottom lane, Daytone Hamster ended up flashing when he could have just grabbed the lantern. Life of the Thresh. Right?
Yep.
Nope. So that's going to be the MVP going over to Desvelato. So MVP's honorable mentions and shout-outs for Team Rose. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's pretty cut and dry here. Oh, is it though? Shoot. Okay. Dang it. Okay, Zeno, you get the shout out for this one. I have to give the honorable mention to Nerzulian because of the freaking 2v1 outplay in the top lane. Twice! And then Simon Volibear gets the MVP because his jungle was immaculate. He was everywhere he needed to be. And even though he was like super aggressive in the later stages, he built Ohm Wrecker and still wrecked their Ohms. Ohm Wrecker is the worst item in the game. I'm waiting for it to be reworked, but it hasn't happened yet. Yep.
But he hit that top lane super hard.
I'm sorry, Zeno, and you played it well, but it's just so dramatic. Yeah, I didn't play Jin.
It's 2019.
No, I'm still ADC biased, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on. Zeno, you played the currently best ADC in the game, and you're expecting to just auto-win MVPs? Come on. Now, if you played Callista and had gone 9-3 and 5, the story would be different. But you picked a Lucian. Come on. Pick something more interesting. That's why I gave honorable mention to Hamster, because he at least went with Jinx and still did fairly well. So, feel Xenoman emote. No, we'll get you a Feel Xenoman eventually. Zeppy, how goes it? Welcome. Even though the game is over, or game 3 is going to be wrapped up. Ladies and gentlemen, that also means that, as unfortunate as it is, we're actually going to wrap the stream up. A couple of reasons why. I won't go into all the details of it, but it is going to be, that was the final game of the night. I thank you all who came out and played and joined. I want to raid one particular person, but he doesn't seem to be online. I can't raid Briar if he isn't even streaming. What's up with this, Briar? Come on. So in the meantime, I actually think that I'm going to raid instead a caster friend of mine who does a really good job of casting. Salem, thank you for playing Vortex. I appreciate the host, even though it comes at the very end of the stream. Be sure and join early on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the stream goes live. McKnifey, I mean, there's like 5 to 6 solo queue champs with higher stat win rate than Lucian. But this was 80 carry specific. It's Ezreal. Okay, well, I mean, that's fair, but Lucian is pretty darn strong. And it isn't pro play. This is true. We're not all challengers here. I probably will be on to play at least 1 or 2 games with viewers. If you guys are interested in playing with me, stick around in the stream chat, and I'll be joining you shortly, the Discord chat shortly, sorry. But in the meantime, we are going to go ahead. Thank you, Vortex, with the host, even though it came a hair late. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our... what scene is it? There we go. Roll credits scene. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, who did come out.